I don't like Byron Scott. I'm just going to come out and admit it now. I don't like Byron Scott. The reason I don't like Byron Scott, number one, is because I'm biased. I just feel like he's not a good coach. And I feel like a lot of the guys that was calling for him to get hired, they're not properly criticizing him. He gets this shield because he's an ex-Laker and he was part of the Showtime Lakers. So, let's just get into it, man. Let's just talk about it right now, because let's talk about the fuckery that's going on in Lakerland. First of all, let's talk about what happened before this game. It was another loss. We lost to the Pistons. Pistons beat the brakes off of us. And Kobe didn't have such a good game, and Byron Scott blamed it on the flu, but I don't know what he was blaming it on before. Anyhow, he had nothing to blame it on when Kobe was healthy, but all that said, the big rumbling in Lakerland was he took D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle out of the starting lineup. Now, I'm going to try not to be too emotional. I'm going to try not to be, but it's kind of hard because I am a Laker fan. This is sports, and sports is all about emotion. But this guy decided to start Lou Williams and Larry Nance. No disrespect to those guys. Both good players, decent players. One's a journeyman, just came off a 6 Man of the Year. And that's basically what it's going to be for the next 5 to 10 games. I'm going to post the links down below. Now we're 3 of 18 now. But at that time it was 3 of 17. So I just don't get it, man. Now, why I said I need to stop being emotional is because the Laker fan in me is like, why the fuck are you doing this, man? You're just stunting the development, you're stunting the growth of this young nucleus that you have. And it's several reasons why it's wrong to me for not starting him. Now, this is an argument that was made. They're not starting because D'Angelo Russell and Kobe, their game don't mesh well. So with D'Angelo Russell coming off the bench, he has more freedom to come in. When Kobe leaves the game, D'Angelo Russell comes in the game, and he has more freedom to show how aggressive and how free he can be, right? Which is a decent argument. But for Julius Randle, it made no fucking difference, right? Like, Julius Randle still, both of those guys got 21 minutes. Julius Randle had like 15 points and 11 boards. Still showed up. You know, Julius Randle has been solid. I've been wrong about Julius Randle. Julius Randle has been solid. But it's just a mess. It's just a mess. You can tell everybody's frustrated. D'Angelo Russell starting to come out and starting to speak out against, in a subtle way, in a passive-aggressive way. He's like, you know what? I don't like, what did he say? He said, no disrespect to Kobe Bryant, but there's more ball movement out there. And it's obvious to everybody else, but he finally said it. You know, it's more ball movement when there's no, when I'm on the floor without Kobe, because Kobe is who he is. Now, that's what D'Angelo Russell said. Paraphrasing, but I'm going to have it in the links down below. I just don't get it, man. Like I said, when you have rookies that young, D'Angelo Russell was starting to figure out who he was as a player. I somewhat predicted this in a video, was it 2015, 2016 predictions? That the Lakers, what was that? We were going to win 5 out of the first 20 games. I was wrong. We only won 3 out of the first 21. So, I somewhat predicted that D'Angelo Russell and Kobe Bryant weren't going to mesh well, because D'Angelo Russell is a point guard and he needs that freedom to move the ball. And Kobe's too ball centric. Whatever the case may be, the lineup somewhat kind of worked because Larry Nance, they kind of had the game somewhat close, but it wasn't. Look, it's a lot of delusion going on in Lakerland. The Lakers are a bad team, right? And Byron Scott knows that the Lakers, in the pit of his stomach, he knows that the Lakers are a bad team, right? He knows that we have no shot, 0.0% of making it to the playoffs. Even if Kobe gets his game back, let's just say Kobe last night had a great game. He shot 16 shots. He made 8 of them. He was 50%, had like 21 points. He was doing other things other than just chucking up the ball and shooting shots. He was doing other things as well. He was getting boards, dishing out assists. He had a very good game last night against the Raptors. But I guess where I'm coming from is that he needs to have these rookies out here bumping their head, making mistakes, fucking up. This is what he needs these guys to do, but he's under this impression that, man, maybe if I start Lou Williams and I put Larry Nance Jr. in, we'll have more aggressive. And it was like, okay, you talk about be aggressive. Julius Randle's always been aggressive. Now, D'Angelo Russell recently admitted, I guess through the sitting on the bench, thinking, yeah, I do need to be more aggressive. He said that. But it just makes no sense, man. It just makes no sense how much delusion that Byron Scott is under. Like, we're going to really win games, or we're going to go on a winning streak. When you lose, everything is bad. I remember hearing this on the 2K in the NBA 2K game. The guy said, when you lose, everything's bad. Food tastes bad. Everything's no good. Jokes ain't funny. And it's true. The more you lose, the more upset people get, the more frustrated people get. That's why Nick Young shoved Anthony Tolliver. He was like, I'm frustrated. And I really, my respect level kind of went up for Nick Young for speaking out and speaking up against Byron Scott about how he kind of spoke out against Kobe, about how we're trying to play like a video game characters and shoot all these shots. He got benched for that, but he did the right thing as being a veteran, one of the veterans that's on the team, actually speaking up and speaking out against Byron Scott, because mostly everybody else are going to remain quiet about it and just let it happen. They need the rookies aren't going to say nothing because they want playing time. The other guys are just like, man, I'm barely hanging on the team. I really don't. But some of these other guys, they need to speak up for these rookies that's on the team. Some of these veterans say, hey, look, Byron Scott, this ain't right. Speak out, speak up towards the coach. And Nick Young did that. I give him respect for that. But it's just a mess, man. It's just really, really a mess. And I can tell you this much. If they're not going to fire Byron Scott off of this, the recent stuff. And I predicted this. I said the Laker fans after 20 games, we was going to be calling for Byron Scott's head. I gotta post that video up, man, or put it in my link when I get home. But yeah, man, you guys, us Laker fans, we just got to hang in there, man, because this is a mess. This is a mucking fest. It's terrible. I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to embrace, we're going for one of the top 3 picks. You got to go to tankathon.com. I think we're ranked 2nd behind the Sixers. So, I mean, let's get ready for these ping pongs because there's going to be a lot of games lost with Byron Scott. And my gripe about it is I don't like Byron Scott because it's not developing the rookies in a way where, okay, we're losing games and we're still letting the talent develop. So that way, if we do decide to trade these guys, their talent can be on full display. Okay, if we need to make it, we can make those trades because teams have been able to see D'Angelo Russell for a full season or Julius Randle, whatever the case. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm just saying it would be nice for him to develop the rookies as we lose. But he's letting Kobe run amok, so this video went a little bit too long. But hey, man, I was frustrated and I had to vent. Appreciate you guys listening. I'm Eddie Starr. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.